On this week's show, walk plus run classes now count as runs, and Ash Pryor should be teaching Pilates soon.
Plus, we have new percent hikes class types and a countdown to turkey burn program and classes and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and Chris Lewis.
Welcome to episode 243 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I'm Amanda Siegel, and I'm joined this week again by the lovely Holly Kabler, better known to everybody as Krabby Cakes. Hey, Holly, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am good. I am good. Yeah, folks, we apologize for the hiatus last week, but Chris was off wherever and I was off wherever. So we are back this week giving you a pretty busy show. There is lots to talk about this week, and it is always lovely to have you on, Holly. So thank you so much for filling in and stepping into Chris's shoes
Of
and
course, of course.
sharing everything with the community. So I guess with so much today, let's go ahead and get going. As always, folks, before we get started with the news, we always just like to remind you how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand side of the video and hit the notify button to make sure that you never miss an episode. If you prefer to listen to us whilst on the move, every show is also available on all podcast platforms. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV and hit subscribe. And finally, of course, we are on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X. Just search for Pelo Buddy and follow us on those platforms for all of the latest news. And now, Holly, let's get on with the show.
Let's get into it.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
All right. Well, first up, folks, Peloton has updated how its walk plus run classes are categorized. These classes were previously listed under the walking modality, but have since been changed and are part of the running category. This means that any new walk plus run workout taken will now count towards running milestones, totals, and personal records, and not walking ones. Members received an in-app notification confirming, stating, now find walk plus runs under the running discipline. Plus, all classes will count towards your running milestones, so you can take your goals a step further. All existing Walk Plus Run content has been migrated to the running section of the app, and the Walk Plus Run filter now appears under running instead of walking. However, it is important to note that past classes will still count towards walking milestones and personal records, maintaining members' historical data. They didn't want to go ahead and change that. But it did
Right.
change due to community feedback. So there were users who
Right.
really wanted their hybrid sessions to be recognized as part of their running progress rather than walking activity. Some members, however, expressed reactions preferring the previous classification for tracking purposes. And Holly, I guess Peloton will never be able to please everybody. From a personal perspective,
No, of course not.
but from a personal perspective, I do think it was a very necessary change. I hated the fact that my walking PR was, based
Yeah.
on what my walk plus run was. So it definitely makes sense.
Right. And people who are training for races and things like that, that is a way to run a race, is to walk and then run a bit and walk, and it makes sense. So if you're not walking and you're moving toward the running, it makes sense that this is part of the bridge.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. So there you have it. All right. What's next?
All right, in Pilates news, we have row. This was very exciting for so many members. Row instructor Ash Pryor is expanding her reach on the platform. We saw her working and obtaining her Pilates certification on social media, and a ton of us were wondering, was that what's going to be next? And sure enough, it looks like Peloton's going to cash in on that certification. Pryor is expected to begin teaching this Pilates class starting in January, and the update came after Robin Arzon referenced the upcoming edition in a recent class. While Peloton has not made an official announcement, the news has generated quite a bit of excitement among members eager to see Pryor bringing her trademark energy and motivational style to a new format. If confirmed, this will mark another significant step in Peloton's continued effort to provide diversity with this multi-talented roster of instructors. They needed to put her somewhere. She has so much talent and such a big following, and I think she'll be great at the Pilates. And I'm excited to take some of her classes because I don't have a row. So I know she's a treasure, and I want to take some of her classes. So this gives me the opportunity, and I'm super excited about it.
I am right there with you. I think it's great. I must be
Yeah.
honest, I haven't quite adopted the Peloton, the Pilates hype. But it's something that I know that I
think we
want
need
to
to try it.
do. I know. I love
Yeah.
yoga. I mean, I never thought that I would do yoga.
Yeah.
And I love doing yoga. I mean, I do the best that I can with all my
Yeah.
hindrances, but I think Pilates is the same thing. So I am thrilled for her. And as you say,
Yeah.
her expertise needed to be utilized somewhere other than row. And I'm so pleased that she has that opportunity now. Absolutely. All right. Well, Peloton has launched a new collaboration with the hospital for special surgery, known as HSS, one of the world's leading institutions for orthopedics and rheumatology. The partnership aims to expand Peloton's wellness mission into injury prevention and recovery, combining expert medical insight with Peloton's accessible fitness platform. Starting now, Peloton members can access 7 new prevention series classes, collections co-developed with HSS specialists and available in English and German. Each collection targets a specific musculoskeletal issue and offers 3 to 4 instructor-led classes informed by HSS research. So the new collections include runner's knee with Kirsten Ferguson, tennis elbow with Katie Wang, postpartum movement with Robin Arzon, bone health with Justin Thompson Rule, that one's in English, and then Eric Jaeger gives us the same in German, and then desk worker and strength and mobility. An English version is with Andy Spear, and a German version is with Marcel Mauer. Each series does begin with a 5-minute welcome video featuring the instructor and an HSS expert explaining the science behind the workouts. In addition to the classes, Peloton and HSS have launched a member concierge service, basically connecting users with orthopedic specialists at HSS facilities in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Florida for consultations, physical therapy, and sports injury care. Peloton also partnered with the Recovery Shop to offer a Peloton Bike Plus rental program for HSS patients recovering from injury or surgery, enabling them to have a safe rehabilitation at home. So this gives those folks an opportunity who have actually been through, some form of rehabilitation, and give them a chance to kind of try it out, hopefully fall in love with the equipment, and then end up going through moving forward and potentially purchasing a bike. Peter Stern, Peloton CEO, did emphasize that prevention and recovery are integral to long-term fitness, while HSS President Dr. Brian Kelly highlighted the collaboration as a way to extend HSS's orthopedic expertise to Peloton's global wellness community. So a huge
Huge.
thing for, for the collaboration of those two, pretty well-known entities.
Yeah. And I think it's great because it not only shows that Peloton is not just about working out, it's about, the well-rounded athlete. We're not all going to be able to continue our fitness journey and not come up with some sort of a hiccup or something that we need to strengthen or rehab. And I know I had a child who had hip surgery and he used my Peloton bike. So it just, the our equipment, our instructors, their expertise, I think it's a win-win, especially because a lot of us are going to get hurt.
Well, you took the words out of my mouth, and that's what I was going to say. So many are unfortunately landing up. We're working out hard. People are working out much harder than they used to. And I
Yeah,
think that
exactly.
injuries happen. And this way, the collaboration can
Yeah.
hopefully give a safe space for those recovering the ability to do so with this guidance. So it's
Because
fantastic.
so many things I read are like, "Oh, I have been on a hiatus. I can't work out with my Peloton. I can't do this type of workout anymore." But this gives them, "No, yes, you can still use your Peloton membership. This is still valuable." So I
Yeah.
think it's a great addition. Well, Peloton also has been including a lot more of their short targeted training formats that help members mix up their routine, just like extra little snacks. And the most recent one that we've had, like what, the extra 10, we've had like 10-minute interval, like 10-minute arms or that extra mile class. Well, these are called percent hikes. So Peloton just launched this past few weeks. And these are 10-minute incline-based walking classes. So you're walking, and these are designed to build leg strength and endurance. So each class is going to include 1 minute of a warm-up on a flat ground. Then you're going to take that up to the sky. 8 minutes of walking at a fixed incline. It can be anywhere between 6 and 12% because that's what the tread goes to. And then a 1 minute cool down. And the instructors that are going to be teaching these classes have included so far Rebecca Kennedy, John Hosking, Kirsten Ferguson, Mela Viken, and Jocelyn Thompson Rule. And there are currently only 5 of these classes, but you find them under the walking category in the new, or you can look in the percent hike collection. But these are just short little snacks that you can add. There's the free mode, as well as that extra step, that extra mile, and those extra little snacks. So I'm excited to try it. I haven't tried it. I will not start with the 12%. I will tell you that.
Right. I know. And I've been
Have
out
you
of
taken one?
town. I have not yet. I have been out of town. I'm
Uh-huh.
still recovering from my own injuries and stuff. So I've been a little complacent, and I need to get my act back together. Have been doing a little bit more strength, which I'm
Well,
really
which
proud
percentage
of.
is John's?
I think he's 8.
That's good.
Yeah, I
Which
can do
percent does
8.
John do?
I
Oh,
can do it. Yeah. I
yeah,
I
you
can
can.
I can do 8. I can do
For John,
8%.
you can.
For him, I can hike to the moon and
Yes.
back. But yeah. So I'm
Right,
excited to
right.
get one of those done. All right, yeah. Well, Peloton has also released a new cycling training program led by guest instructor and former professional cyclist Christian Vande Velde, titled "Train Like a Pro." This is a 1-week, 6-day program which is designed to simulate the type of structured workouts that Christian used while preparing for the Tour de France, helping riders build the foundations of professional level cycling. The program incorporates various ride types to develop power, endurance, speed, and recovery. Classes include HIIT training, endurance training rides, recovery rides, speed training, threshold training rides, as well as special training rides. Christian's goal is to take the guesswork out of training and providing members with purpose-driven sessions focused on intensity, power, and strategic recovery. Members who complete 5 out of the 6 classes will earn that very coveted custom badge for the program. So those of folks that love getting their badges will be able to get a badge. And again, I love a well-structured program that gives those folks that have been doing this for a while something new to kind of look forward to and attack on the platform. So really, really cool.
And I think it's great for like the winter months because you're inside, especially if you're a triathlete. All right. Well, this month for November, we have artist series, but we have a very slimmed down version. We actually only have two. One is The Who for November 6th, and the other one is Kelsea Ballerini on November 20th. Now, they may sprinkle some extra little pop ups here and there, but it could be more sparse because of the turkey burn the last week. So those are the only two that they had listed on the schedule. But, sometimes they surprise us. You never know.
You never know. Something could absolutely pop up for us for sure. But they have been working very hard on the upcoming Thanksgiving turkey burn. And what Peloton has unveiled is a new 2025 countdown to the turkey burn series. It's a 3-week cross-training program designed to prepare members for the annual Thanksgiving turkey burn celebration. The program begins on November the 3rd with a live kickoff class led by Andy Spear on October the 30th at 11:30 a.m., which he says is going to feature special guests. So we're excited to see who that is.
Yeah.
Peloton describes the countdown as a cross-training program structured around 3 days of strength training, 2 days of cardio, whether you ride, run, or row, and one flexible 60-minute session each week. So the program includes, as I said, Andy Spear. We also will get to see Bex Gentry, Robin Arzan, Rebecca Kennedy, Rad Lopez, Ash Pryor, Tunde, amongst others. The aim is to build endurance and full body strength leading up to that Thanksgiving special day. Confirmed classes include the 30-minute countdown to turkey burn kickoff with Andy, as I said, which is a full body strength workout. There will be classes on November the 3rd, the 6th, and the 10th. Bex has a run on November the 4th, 7th, and 11th, as well as I think Rebecca. Tunde and Robin have rides on November the 4th, the 7th, and 11th as well. And then lastly, you can find classes with Ash Pryor on the row on those same days. Peloton also teased an official Peloton Lululemon collaboration turkey burn tee, which will be available via the Peloton apparel to mark the event. The countdown may evolve into a formal Peloton programming using the platform's revamped infrastructure for flexible scheduling and personalized participation. So definitely something fun to look forward to for those that enjoy ultimately doing that turkey burn.
For sure. And I noticed today on the platform that there is a countdown to turkey burn challenge where if you take 18 classes, then you get you finish the challenge and you get a special badge for that as well.
Perfect.
It's so cute. I love how they're lengthening it. Yes. And that it's not just the one day where we're all getting on there at the same time. This is like exciting because we get to do it over the 3 weeks and give thanks to what we have. And I think it's great.
Beautiful.
So Peloton also this past week launched a special Halloween themed series called Jason Universe. And at first, initially, I was like, I didn't know who that was, but I do. So it was in collaboration with the Friday the 13th franchise. I thought it was maybe a band. I didn't know, but it is in collaboration with Friday the 13th franchise. And the lineup included 3 on-demand classes. And the first one surprised me. It was a 10-minute meditation with Dennis Morton. And I will not spoil it for anyone who hasn't taken it, but you really should. Because at first I was like, how does that fit in? How are we going to meditate to Jason Universe? I was like, that's just crazy. But it worked. There was a 30-minute tread boot camp with Rebecca Kennedy that was released on October 28th. And then there was a 30-minute ride with Camila Ramon that was released on October 29th. And each class came with a warning because this is homage to the Friday the 13th films, which is a horror-themed film. Peloton also released a shirt for this event as well that are available to purchase on the apparel website for $49. Did
The
you take any?
Halloween theme, I did. I took the
Better-
meditation,
Yeah, me too.
and I loved
Because
it.
I
I
had to.
loved it.
I did too.
Yes,
It was
me
like,
too.
I was like, let me see what this is going to be about. And I was like, that is fun. So
It wa-
you should,
and
it's
Dennis
not,
Dennis is so fabulous. I
yeah,
mean, he can be so serious about something so silly, and it was very fun
yes,
to have him on there. Well, the
yes,
Halloween theme kept going, and
yeah.
Halloween 2025 was celebrated a little differently this year with a Gagaween mini artist series featuring the music of Lady Gaga with a spooky theatrical twist. Themed around Gaga's signature bold style and her new track, The Dead Dance, these classes fuse Halloween energy with the pop icon's greatest hits. There were 2 Gagaween classes, both released on demand at midnight on Monday, October the 27th. A 30-minute walk with Maddie Giacomo and a 30-minute ride with Cody Rixby. Maddie's walk was, in fact, filmed earlier in October with members in attendance, while Cody's class did not include a live studio audience. I will say that our very own Chris
Yes,
Lewis got to be in
yeah,
the live
in the
version of
room.
Maddie's work. He was in the room where it happened.
Yes,
And of course, he had a gag order and couldn't
yes,
share any of the details back
right,
then, but was exciting to know that he had been, in there. So these particular sessions, these 2 sessions were not part of Peloton's initial Halloween lineup, making Gagaween a surprise addition to the annual festive offerings. The combination of Lady Gaga's music and Halloween themes aligns perfectly with Peloton's tradition of high energy costumed holiday classes. And it was kind of funny because, we all can't wait for Maddie to show
right.
us who he's going to be. In fact, I was in last year's Little Shop of Horrors
Uh-huh.
Halloween class with Maddie live, which was so much fun. And I knew
So
he was
next year
getting
should be my
married.
turn.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes,
Right.
yeah,
I was last year. Chris was this year. You could be next year.
yeah,
Absolutely. But it was funny, though, because I knew Maddie was getting married the week before. And I was thinking, I wonder what he's going to do. And then, of course, I found out that
yeah,
I didn't know what it was, but that it
right.
was a pre-recorded class. So, so fun. So fun.
Well, this week at Peloton, we have a couple really good gems. Bradley Rose did a class that was an on-demand class that was World Stroke Day Ride, and it was honoring awareness and support for stroke survivors. And that makes sense because he is a stroke survivor. And so he was a great choice to do that class. We also have a New York City Marathon Shakeout Walk Plus Run with special guest Carl Radke as part of the pre-marathon activities, and Mr. Pelo Buddy also was in there. So that sounds like a great start to the weekend. And I know this will drop on Sunday, so runners will be running. So we'll see how everybody's cheering them on. And we also had some new bar classes from Alley Drop and some new scenic classes from New Zealand added to the library. So all great little gems in there. I'm excited for
Awesome.
Allie's bar classes. I
I
love
know.
those. And so I'm so glad you get a fresh, they still drop the fresh. And so there's always something new.
Always something to look forward to.
Yes.
All right. With a little bit of business on the table, we always like to share with you when Peloton are going to have their earnings calls. And this one looks a little bit different, folks. So Peloton announced that it will hold its Q1 2026 earnings call on Thursday, November the 6th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So for those of you who typically jump on those calls, it is going to be a little bit different in that the company will release its first quarter fiscal 2026 financial results shortly before the call after the US markets close, which, as I said, is a change from its long-standing practice of releasing the results before market opens at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Investors, both retail and institutional, are invited to submit questions in advance through the online form. Peloton's management team will answer a selection of these questions during the call, as they have done in previous quarters. A live audio webcast will be available via Peloton's investor relations website with a 30-day replay accessible after the event. This announcement marks Peloton's ongoing effort to increase transparency and investor engagement while continuing to adapt its financial communication strategy. So really great that they shared with us that it was going to
Change,
be,
yeah.
the change,
'Cause usually it's
etc.
the crack of dawn. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, well, that in leading off into Robin and her collection, she released an apparel collaboration with Peloton. She had said she always had wanted to do that. And of course, in true Robin form, it is 90s hip hop theme. So there are two drops. And one of the things we noticed is that as a new marketing experiment, that Peloton is testing QR codes at the end of select classes to promote instructor apparel. So that started with Robin's new apparel collection with a QR code that was displayed right after the cool down and sign off. And scanning that code directed the members to a web page where they could shop directly to the recent launch collection. Now, this is not the first time the company's added an in-class retail prompt. In 2022, they had a shop the class pop-up that would come up and allowed members to email themselves direct links to the instructor's outfits. But this feature has been seen less and less more frequently. But for right now, it's not sure if this QR tactic code will remain a recurring feature or if it's just reserved for limited drops and special instructor collections. I know she was having two drops. I noticed it after I took her hip hop class the day it was released, and she was wearing a very cute outfit. You could scan the QR code and go right to the website. Very convenient to put
Very
all that
convenient.
stuff in your cart. But I mean, it might be new, it might stick, it might just be for certain collaborations. So we don't know. But if you take that class and you wonder why there's a QR code, it's so you can go shopping.
Awesome. All right. Well, this one's kind of big. Peloton is hosting a giveaway for one free cross-training Tread Plus. Yep, you heard that right, folks. It will be the first time that they will be giving away their Tread Plus, valued at a whopping $6,695 American dollars. This particular giveaway is in partnership with the TCS New York City Marathon and the New York Road Runners. The contest runs from this past week, October the 26th, through November the 7th. So if you're listening to this today, you still have a chance to jump on there. Yes. And participants can enter by submitting their email address and zip code through Peloton's official website. The sweepstakes is open to U.S. residents, excluding Alaska and Hawaii. You do have to be 18 years or older, and it is limiting it to just one entry per person. The winner will be randomly selected on around November the 12th, and will also receive a $2,531 check to help offset taxes associated with the prize, which I thought was a little, was a little odd. The Peloton All Access membership, though, is not included. That obviously you would have to still sign up for the membership package. The giveaway really does just build on Peloton's ongoing partnership with New York Road Runners, which was first established back in 2023, which named Peloton the official fitness partner of the New York City Marathon through 2025. Previous giveaways featured the standard Peloton tread, but as I said a little bit ago, this is go big or go home. It is the first time that the higher end Tread Plus is being offered. Peloton have also hosted several Marathon Week events in New York City this past week to celebrate the 2025 race, which is this morning. So
Yes.
hopefully, hopefully, as everyone's relaxing after they've run, they're coming over to YouTube or to one of their podcast platforms to listen to Holly and I, and we send you out a huge
Huge
congratulations
congrats. Yes.
if you've run the
Hopefully I can
race.
join you sometime. But yes, so good. I'm so excited for that race.
Yeah.
Well, one of the other things that Peloton is doing the week after the marathon is they are hosting a Chase exclusive class with Robin Arzon on November 13th. And card members can redeem 3,500 points or $35 to book a spot in the class. This includes the ride and the photo op at the end of the class. But for members like us or me that will be participating remotely, it will appear as a normal class on the schedule. But this isn't the first time Peloton has done a Chase branded class. They previously offered special classes for Chase Sapphire cardholders. But you can head to our website to find the link to book this experience.
And in early hours of October the 20th, Peloton experienced a global service
they did.
outage that temporarily prevented
Oh.
members from taking classes or accessing key platform features. It turns out that the disruption was not entirely Peloton's fault. In fact, it wasn't Peloton's fault at all. It was linked to the major outage with Amazon Web Services, better known as AWS, one of Peloton's primary cloud service providers. AWS first reported the issues around 3 a.m. Eastern Time, identifying DNS failures as the root cause. A fix began rolling out around 5 a.m. Eastern Time, and by 7 a.m., most affected services were actually recovering. Peloton confirmed the connection between the outages on its status page, noting that most members could once again take classes by about 6 a.m. Eastern Time, though insights and recommendations remain delayed. However, at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, AWS suffered a secondary disruption, causing Peloton servers to falter again. By about 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time that same day, Peloton did report that core systems, including class streaming, were in fact back online, although the Peloton Studios booking site was still unavailable. The incident marked Peloton's second major outage in October 2025, following an earlier issue, which was back on October the 9th, which made on-demand classes inaccessible for roughly 4 hours. So frustrating for everybody. One of those things.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? So maybe that was a good day to have someone basically tell you it's a rest day and, just take a rest day.
It was just for us.
It didn't impact me. I was fortunate enough to get my workout in before it happened.
Me too. Yeah.
So I was one of the lucky ones, but I know that there were a lot of frustrated members.
For sure. Well, this holiday season is coming up fast. So Peloton is rolling out a price match guarantee for its 2025 holiday season aimed at easing buyer hesitation and encouraging early purchasing. I believe right now there's still a coupon or a code that works to purchase the Peloton new cross-training equipment that we all received by our email. And we also still have our referral codes that we can send people that they also would get that discount. But the guarantee applies to the Bike Plus, Tread Plus, or Row devices purchased directly from Peloton between October 17th through November 11th. But technically, they don't sell the Bike Plus, the Tread, or the Tread Plus, or the Row. They have the cross-training devices. So that's what they're talking about. So if Peloton happens to offer a lower price on those devices between Black Friday or Cyber Monday promotions, so before December 1st, buyers can submit a claim to have the difference refunded. But to make that claim, buyers must provide the proof of original purchase and submit the request by December 2nd. They're not taking it December 3rd. There are several exclusions. You have to buy it from Peloton. They're not you can't buy it from Dick's and then see that they went lower. And so no Amazon, nothing. It does not include secondhand or used items you buy on Facebook or orders placed outside the November 17th, or October 17th, November 11th window. It doesn't include financing offers, Peloton app membership promotions, or standalone accessories not bundled with eligible hardware. Peloton is emphasizing that this is not a one-off, similar to holiday price matching offers they have run in the past years. Peloton will not price match guarantee any special offers from third-party retailers. So you must buy this directly from Peloton to get this refund. So make sure you do it before December 2nd, is your deadline.
Yep, that's it. All right. Well, what they're also doing is they are temporarily boosting their referral program with discounts from October the 23rd to November the 11th. They are aligning them with the launch pricing offered earlier this month for the new cross-training hardware lineup. During this limited time promotion, friends and family who use a member referral link will receive the following elevated discounts. So this is really important,
Yeah,
folks, because in the past, you only got that $100 towards like your accessories or that type of thing. This is now really trying to boost the sales of the cross-training equipment that they've just released. So for the cross-training bike, there is a $300 off, a $700 off for the cross-training bike plus, $500 off for the cross-training tread, and $1,200 off for the cross-training tread plus. This is a huge discount.
Huge.
And folks need to,
and that's for your referral people. That's what they get.
Yep, this is
amazing.
For folks that you're referring. There is also a $200 off the cross-training Row Plus. These discounts do mirror the savings that existing members, as Holly was just talking about, that existing members received when the new hardware was launched, effectively extending those benefits to new buyers through referrals. The increased referral period does end, though, on November the 11th, which coincides with Peloton's, their Black Friday, Cyber Monday price match guarantee. This ensures that if deeper discounts appear during holiday sales, buyers can still request a price match. Peloton did recently overhaul the referral program, replacing the former $100 apparel credit with a 1 free month of all access membership per successful referral. So definitely they are changing that whole structure, and they're changing it even more in the new year. One last thing about the referral program is that starting in 2026, the annual referral limit will drop from 6 to only 4. So you will only be able to use to share your referral with 4 potential members.
Friends,
as opposed to 6, which was 12 when I joined in 2017. So
and they reduced it now to $50 for the membership, so you get your membership 1 month instead of $100 in clothes or apparel. Well, amidst all the other recent announcements, Peloton quietly raised the prices for its monthly Bike Plus rental program. This price increase not only affects the rental program in the U.S., but also the programs in Canada and the United Kingdom. So Peloton raised the rental price from the original Bike Plus in the United States from $119 a month with a $150 setup delivery fee, which included a Peloton rental membership and a complimentary pair of cycling shoes. But starting now, the monthly rental fee in the U.S. has increased to $125 per month, while a setup fee and the included cycling shoes remain unchanged. The rental membership still provides a full access to Peloton's live and on-demand classes. But this price adjustment follows a recent $5 increase in the all-access membership in the United States, although in some other countries, the rental costs rose even larger amounts. So make sure you check those amounts on the Peloton website if you're interested in renting, because those costs have come up. The rental program members still have the option to purchase the bike outright at any point during their rental program, but the buyout price will depend on when the buyout occurs in the rental cycle. But at this time, it's only the Bike Plus that's available to rent, not the regular bike, because they're no longer making those. So
Yep.
everything's
All
going
right.
up.
Everything's going up. All
Yeah.
right. Well, to wrap up the news, we always like to wish any Peloton instructor a very happy birthday. And we had 2 last week. So huge happy birthday wishes from us here at Peloton to Matt Wilpers, who celebrated last Friday, October the 24th, and Emma Lovewell, who was last Saturday, October the 25th. So since we didn't have a show last week, we wanted to make sure that we included them this week. And Holly, we will go right into instructor in the news, and I will kick it off
You kick it
because
off with that.
this is fun. This is fun.
Yes.
So Maddie, our favorite Maddie Giacomo and his longtime partner, Evan Feely, were officially married in an intimate Central Park ceremony on Saturday, October the 25th. The event was attended by a very small group of close friends and family and officiated by Anna Nawaz, who is a PBS news reporter that Maddie and Evan say watch every night. That is the only news station that they watch. And I had heard from somebody that I think Maddie sat next to Anna on a flight and connected with her at some point. And that was kind of how the relationship began. And of course, then they went on to, listen to her every night. So it seemed fit, and she's an officiant. So it seemed fit that she was somebody that they wanted to officiate their wedding. Photos from the wedding were captured by photographer Troy Hallahan and were shared on social media by Maddie, who had been teasing the big day in the weeks leading up to it.
Yes.
Following the ceremony, Evan updated his name on social media to Evan Giacomo. So that was kind of fun to see him literally immediately go to Evan Giacomo. Maddie had been very open with Peloton members about his excitement for the wedding, even mentioning in recent classes that he'd be taking some time off from the live schedule to celebrate and head off to Japan on their honeymoon. For those of you who were not aware, the couple got engaged back in September of 2023. So they've had a pretty long engagement.
Yep.
And that was when Evan proposed to Maddie in a surprise moment at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City, again, surrounded by a small group of friends and family. So from us here at Pelo Buddy, we wish them a lifetime of happiness, of love, and of only making amazing and wonderful good memories. And we are so excited for them both.
That is so exciting. I was excited to look at all the pictures. They looked lovely. Looked like
They
a
really
nice,
did.
It made me feel warm because they were like dressed in velvet and fall colors, and it was just so pretty. It was so pretty.
It was so tasteful, and I loved how everybody kind of, the hues of everybody in those fall colors. And I know they put a lot of effort into that, and it was just beautiful, beautiful.
It was. Well, we also have Bex in the news. She did an interview for Forbes, and you can read the article on their website, or you can watch their YouTube video of her interview. Bex talked about building global community through movement and mindset. And she also talked about how she kind of sets boundaries around tech with her and her husband and her child. She talked about recovery tools she swears by. She gave several recommendations. I don't want to tell you because you want to read the article and read all about why she chooses what she chooses. And then she also talked about how she balances her performance and her well-being and tricks and tips that she does to get herself ready for the day, or if she needs to take something off her schedule. It's all about Bex, and it's so interesting to read, especially as a runner or a mother or a Peloton member. She answered all the questions you've ever wanted to know.
Yeah, she's so wonderful and just real. There is nothing fake about Bex.
No.
What you see is what you get. And
what you see is what you get. Yeah.
And she's amazing human being. All right.
And I watched the YouTube video. It was good.
Did you? I haven't had a
Yes.
chance to
Oh,
take a
it's
look
good.
yet. I need
It's
to
good.
watch it.
Yes.
Well, from one runner to another, huge congratulations go out to Susie Chan, who ran another ultra marathon finish. This time, 100-kilometer race in the Javelina Jundred race. Susie had shared on social media that there had been many times in the last few months that she nearly pulled out of the race, saying that her own running had not been great and she really wasn't sure if she'd finish it. But she went on to say that the flights had been booked, the cutoff was generous, and the race, which she identified as wild, surreal, and
Wild.
utterly gorgeous,
Did you see it? It's so funny.
ultra running party in the desert is one that had been on her list for ages. She said that so many people were out there supporting each other.
Uh-huh.
There was fancy dress, which is dress up
Uh-huh.
here in the States,
Yes.
fire eaters, DJs,
Uh-huh.
and Halloween everything in, she states, the most wonderful location. So it really did look like so much fun. And that's
It
what I
looked like a
love about,
crazy race.
right?
It's
And that's what I love
hysterical.
about Susie is
Yeah,
she,
just
she
runs.
doesn't take it necessarily, so seriously, and she
Mhm.
goes out there and has fun with it. And that's how it
She
should be.
does. And I was taking one of her recent run classes, and I was outside and I was thinking to myself, she's a great person to train with if you just want to run on feeling and not go for time and you just want to go and go with the flow. But the pictures from this race made me laugh out loud. They are dressed hysterically. Like, I mean, I would have busted out laughing, but you'll
Crazy,
have
I
to go to
know. But
her.
that's what
Yes,
makes it so fun.
she does the funnest things when she runs. Well, speaking of running, we have the New York City Marathon this morning. So I know there are people outside running right now. I believe as coaches that we have running is Alex K. Jeffrey is in town, Mariana, Rad, Ben's in town from the London studio, and who knows who else? I don't know. We'll
There
see
may
if
be some
anybody else.
surprise runners, but I
Maybe
was
some surprise
very
runners.
excited to see Ben. I knew he was on the schedule for a strength class,
Yes.
but I did not know
I
that he
did
was
not
running
know he was
another
training.
marathon.
No.
No, me
And I
neither.
did see Eric's in town. I don't know if that means he's running or if he's just
Oh,
cheering on Jeffrey, but
probably just
he's in town,
cheering.
probably cheering.
Okay.
But I was surprised that Ben was doing because because last time he did it with Leanne, we had all the stages and they showed us their
Yes.
training. And this it was like, oh, Ben's running a marathon. So
He's
I
also
was,
brave to be out of the country so soon to a delivery. Well, I guess that she's got a few more weeks to go. I
yeah,
guess
yeah,
she's got another probably month and a half to go.
right.
But yes, I did think that was cool to have him in town.
Yes. Well, previously, they also said that on October 31st, are going to be doing a shakeout run. That event is going to have Bex, Mariana, Alex, Ben, and Jeffrey, who will be leading a warm up, post run stretch, and plenty of good vibes. There will be food and surprises on deck, and you can read all about the details. And I'm sure by now see all the pictures of everyone posting about their run. Peloton also will be at the New York City Marathon Expo all weekend long. So they will have a station over where you can try the new tread and the cross training equipment. You can sign up to win a New York City Marathon bib for 2026. On Saturday, there was a panel with Ben, who will host, and he hosted Did You Stretch Though? Building a Runner's Toolkit. And he was joined by Hannah Marie Corbin, Olivia, and Jeffrey, and the conversation explored the importance of runners' physical and mental performance with stretching. And there was a meet and greet with those same instructors from 1 to 2 on Saturday. And then Peloton also transformed Peloton Studios New York into a recovery hub for all the runners and members who came into studio. And that ran from October 30th and it goes all the way to Monday the 3rd. So tomorrow you can still go over there. And that location is West 31st and West 33rd Street. And that pop up also, of course, includes shopping at Peloton Apparel. And you can also enter to win the New York City Marathon bib there as well. But Hannah on November 1st is hosting a book release, and Dennis Morton is going to do the emceeing of that, and you can purchase tickets for that to earn a signed copy of the book, a photo op, and that all occurred last night. So from 5 to 7. So hopefully everyone was able to attend and we get some good information about what it included. I'm super excited about her book. And then today, you all should be out there on mile 19 on First Avenue on 118th Street, starting at 9 a.m. with your horns and your posters, because there was DJs out there, 261 Fearless, which is my favorite charity, and Latinas Run are all out there with the Peloton
Beautiful.
instructors and
I
people out there cheering the
obviously
marathon.
we're recording this earlier,
Recording.
and
Okay,
I am
yes.
fortunate enough to be in New York this
Oh,
weekend
wait,
for
you're like the
marathon.
best cheerleader ever for
I love
marathons. I'm going to have to
cheering.
hire you for my next
Uh,
one.
right? I'm telling you, I do. I love cheering and I love being a part of it. I will never be a runner, but I'm happy to stand there and cheer. So I got to listen.
It's so
I got to go
important.
to. It's fun. It is. It's an absolute vital part of the process. I mean,
Yeah, it
you
is.
can't run without cheering. I mean,
No,
there's
and
no
I've
question.
been
People
on
have
the
always
cheering
said,
side for so long. When I ran, I was so grateful. It's so important. So
for sure.
Peloton's going to put on their own little spot. So that's great.
Yes. And hopefully next week I'll share with you. I also was able to
Yes.
attend Hannah's Did You
Oh,
Stretch
are you
Though? I
going?
had
Oh, yeah.
yes. So I will share more information about that next week.
Excellent.
But really excited. She obviously came out with that really hysterical reel
Oh, my
on
God.
Peloton's site. I mean,
Oh,
I didn't realize she was so funny, but she really
she
is
is
so
very funny.
funny.
She is very
I
funny
know.
and
I
very
know.
quirky, but
All right.
so
Well,
funny. She makes me laugh.
a couple more stories. Let's get through them. The next
Okay.
one is on yet another runner, but also yoga instructor Mariana Fernandez. She was featured in Us Weekly's Spanish edition in a candid interview, which Mariana reflects on her personal and professional evolution at 40. So she just hit the fourth floor back in August. She's defined this new this new chapter in her life as with resilience, independence, and emotional authenticity. She is known affectionately as Tia Mariana, both in her family and among her Peloton followers, and embraces the title as a philosophy of care and connection, not just a nickname. Her 6 nieces and nephews are central to her life, and being an aunt has become part of her identity. She says, it's the closest thing to having my own family. She describes how she combines affection and guidance, even discipline, in her relationships with them. That nurturing spirit, as we've all seen on the platform, extends into her classes, where she aims to create a safe, supportive environment for the community, a place where people can rebuild themselves after challenges, just as she has. Mariana opened up about a recent personal transformation following the end of a long-term relationship in which she had envisioned starting her own family. Now she is pursuing motherhood on her own with the help of a sperm donor. It won't be as I imagined, but I feel empowered to make decisions my way. Her story is one of self-acceptance and autonomy, living on her own terms, prioritizing herself without apology, and redefining what family means. She says that at 40, she feels stronger than ever. In her athletic life, she continues to evolve as well, preparing, as we said, for her 10th New York City Marathon, which she ran today, as she has shifted from solely running to a balanced approach that includes strength, mobility, and rest. As we know, she is an incredible yoga
Incredible.
instructor on the platform, both in English and in Spanish. She says that using the Peloton IQ, which is that new personalized training tool, she became smarter in her routines for herself and members. Mariana's journey ultimately as a woman, coach, and an aunt is about adaptation, self listening, and renewal. So huge shout out to her. It was really an amazing article. Fortunately, one is able to translate it into English because it
Yes.
was in Spanish. And I'm so pleased that I was able to do that and give her the kudos that she so rightly deserves on the platform, because she is a gem that I
A
feel
gem.
sometimes has not been given the platform that she really needs. So she knows that I'm her biggest
I
cheerleader.
agree.
So
I
here I
agree.
am cheering her on.
Well, we have another person that was a presenter at the iHeartRadio for Fiesta Latina. That was Camila. So this show celebrates the Latin culture and music, and Camila was dressed to impress. She had a little issue with her outfit, and she looked gorgeous. She released her second song, Lady, which was a collab with producer C. Luz, and her first pop single was entitled No Hey Photos, and it had a music video that included some of our very favorite instructors. So she's kind of leaning into that music theme, I think. She's
Good
kind of
for
getting in
her.
there. Yeah, I'm so excited. I mean, I loved her song, and this new one is great too, and the video was fantastic. So if you get a chance, watch that.
Good for her. All right. Wrapping up instructor in the news is Jess King. And this is a quickie, but she opened up for Diplo's Run Club in, as she describes, as a total, I can't believe this is happening, I can believe this is happening moment. So huge shout out to Jess King on that. And I guess, Holly, we are going to run through the class picks of the week for this week.
Yes,
There are some great ones. So
there
let's
are.
go ahead and kick it off. I will start off. We've got Anna Greenberg. She had a 20-minute evening yoga flow from October the 24th. This one came to us from our faithful Amanda, Amajar 3, saying it helps end the day on a calm note. Next up, Andy Spears, 20-minute Halloween full body strength. That was from the 25th of October. Came to us from Swedish Burn 10. And they said he stayed in character the whole time. Hysterical.
I heard
And
it
then
was
Aditi Shah
hysterical.
had, oh, did you? Did you? That's
Yes.
funny. And then Aditi Shah had her 30-minute Halloween yoga flow, also from the 25th. It came to us from Amajar 3, and Amanda said music and poses to fit the spooky theme.
All right. Well, our next one comes from Bex Gentry, also a Halloween run from October 25th. And this comes from Midwife Lexi and Just Dance Lisa. Perfect for Halloween or before any race to get the taper tantrums with a good lap and an amazing coach. Next, we have Eric Jager and Mila did a 2-for-1 Halloween ride on October 25th at 10:30 a.m. And that comes to us from Bertha C. Runs MD and Emma Jar. She starts out saying it was understated, but it's actually hilarious. Everything from their muttering to mannerisms is just perfect. And it's just like they're hamming it up for the camera, but everyone's in on the joke. A plus plus plus. Next, we have Brad Lopez, 20-minute full body strength on October 25th at 12:30. And this comes from Julie MJ, super solid strength plan.
And he never disappoints, but Sam Yo gave us his 30-minute Halloween ride, also from October the 25th. This one came to us from Frank K22, and they said a surprise Broadway class under the Halloween theme. Ash Pryor's 60-minute endurance row. Wow. I think that may be one of the first 60-minute rows. That one was from the 26th. Came to us from Bertha C. Runs MD, and they said, hear me out. I'm definitely a 25-minute or 20-minute music row girly, but when I saw Ash was teaching, I thought, why not? I didn't think me or my butt would make it, but we did it, and it was fun. I looked up at the clock at one point, and we were more than halfway done. Maybe it was her music or her class plan, but it was great and felt doable. And then Manny Majacomo gave us his 30-minute Gagaween walk. This one came to us from Just Dance Lisa, and they said, could not stop smiling. So much fun.
Oh, I bet. Okay, well, next we have Cody Rigsby. This is a 30-minute Gagaween ride on October 27th, and that was an on-demand drop. And this comes to us from Bertha C. Runs MD. We went to the Mayhem concert here in San Francisco, and he described the iconic moments so accurately, it took me back. And he really let the music shine. He mouthed all the lyrics, but he didn't sing over them at all. Then we also have Rebecca Kennedy's 30-minute Jason Universe Tread Boot Camp on October 28th, also an on-demand drop. And this comes to us from Jennifer Dimala, Just Dance Lisa, Kirsten E.K. Berg. Creative and fun. Loved the theme. The workout and music were right on. And lastly, we have Christine's 75-minute climb, the Independence Pass Part 2. Came to us on October 28th at 9 a.m. And this is from Carly Rise to Eras AZ. Great to hear the second part of this climb series.
Awesome. And rounding up our picks of the week, folks, for this week is Charlotte Wiedenbach. She had a 30-minute Halloween Rockstolgia ride. It was in German. It dropped on the 28th of October. It came to us from A Hayes 8, and they said, great rock playlist, as always, from Charlotte. And then Camilla Roman had her 30-minute Jason Universe ride. This was from the 29th. It came to us from Amaja 3, and Amanda said, horror-filled fun. And last but certainly not least was that very powerful Bradley Rose 20-minute World Stroke Day ride. Again, that was from the 29th of October. It came to us from Ben McFadden, and they said, important message and great class from Bradley. And that, folks, takes us to 1 hour of a show this week. But we got it all in an hour. So I'm really proud of us, Harley. Yes. We had to fit 2 weeks into one.
Yes.
And we did it with at least some spunk and some fun in it. So thank you so much once again for stepping up and joining me. I love having you on here. I think you're getting more and more comfortable as you sit in front of the camera. Yes. As I've just hit 6 years, I cannot quite believe that it's been 6 years that I've been doing this. But it's like crazy. But again, thank you so much. All right, folks, we won't keep you much more. Hopefully next week we will have lots more news to share with you. As always, thank you so much for tuning in, for listening.
Yes, thank you.
For taking time out of your day to spend it with us.
For
me here in Maryland, or really New York. Bye for now, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag. And don't forget to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available. Just search for Pelo Buddy wherever you get your podcasts from. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.